Happy Tuesday. Good morning. My name is Juanita Williams. Tuesday, March 16th. Can you believe March is half over already? This month is just flying by. But anyway, thank you for joining me on Tuesday Truths. So today we're going to be talking about pursuit of purpose again. And the topic the Lord gave me is the badge of honor. And the scripture I'll be coming from is Luke, the 10th chapter, and the 41st and the 42nd verse. And I'm reading from the New Living Translation. And it says, "But the Lord said to her, 'My dear Martha, you are worried and upset over all these details. There is only one thing worth being concerned about. Mary has discovered it, and it will not be taken away from her.'" And that was Luke, the 10th chapter, the 41st and the 42nd verse. And what that scripture was talking about is when Jesus was in town, and Mary and Martha, he was at their house, and Mary was fixing a meal, and Martha was sitting at the feet of Jesus, listening to him teach. So I'm going to read just a portion of it again. It says, "But the Lord said to her, 'My dear Martha, you are worried and upset over all these details.'" So how many of us are detail-oriented people? I'm raising both of my hands because I live in the details. Sometimes, because I'm so detail-oriented, I get stuck in the detail. I get so stuck in the details that I miss God. Has that ever happened to you? My encouragement to me and you is don't be so overly concerned about the details that you leave God out. So, good morning for everyone that's joining. Because I'm a detail-oriented person, I kept my calendar full. So I would schedule like 2, 3, or 4 things a day and try to accomplish them all. And then if somebody else would ask me during that day to do something for them, I would try to squeeze that in and get it accomplished as well. So that was a whole lot of busyness for me. And I took pride in being busy after someone mentioned to me that I stay busy all the time. So I started feeling prideful about that. I started treating busyness as a badge of honor. The more busier I got, or the more busier I was, the more the pride increased. So I later discovered the root of my busyness, and it was my need to be seen. I remember as a child, like wanting to have some kind of sickness or disease, and thank God for overlooking my ignorance back then, because I felt invisible. And although I wanted to be seen physically, the deeper need was for someone to see past the physical part of me and to see my heart and soul. So last week, I talked about trusting the trials. And I mentioned regarding me being trying to be perfect and trying to be an overachiever. And then in all of that, trying to do all that, I procrastinated. So as I was sharing last week's Tuesday Truth, I read it after I got finished sharing. I read a daily devotional, and it just wrecked me. It wrecked me. But God's timing is always perfect. So the part of the daily devotional that I'm going to read this week is from last week, and it was for March 8th. But I missed reading the devotional on the 8th, and I didn't read it until the 9th after I had shared the Tuesday Truth. But again, God's timing is perfect. So this is what it says. It says, "For many people, performance is a source of identity. When your identity centers around your ability to get things done, you only feel good when you're busy. And any inevitable delays may make you feel terrible. You may stress about what others think of you, and if you don't get it done perfectly. You may stress about what others think of you if you don't get everything done perfectly. So I grew up in a house that had a bunch of kids in it. And the only way to get noticed or to get some kind of attention was to either be disobedient and get in trouble or to do something that was performance based, like sports or get good grades for recognition. And so I did both. I played sports and I got good grades. But because of my deeper need to be seen, I unknowingly developed a performance based identity. And as an adult, that performance based identity showed up in busyness. That busyness covered my true need for my heart and my soul to be seen. So instead of me trying to have my need met through busyness, I should have sat at the feet of Jesus just like Mary did. Because in all truth and reality, he is the only one that could truly meet my need. But last week, God revealed something about me that I wasn't even aware of. And I'm very grateful that he did. And that was that performance based identity. I'm so grateful that he showed that to me. So I was able to acknowledge it and then ask for forgiveness and then allow God to begin that healing process in me. I don't need to have that being a part of my identity because that is not me. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. And I don't need busyness as a badge of honor because busyness is just busyness. And I'm so glad and grateful that God revealed that to me. So when God reveals something to you about you, take a moment and stop and allow God to begin to walk you through that thing and then begin the healing process in you. And then ask him to give you a different identity based on the relationship with him. So that is my Tuesday truth for today. Badge of honor. What is your badge of honor? What is your identity? Or what identity are you holding on to? Or what is something that you're not aware of that you might need to ask God for? If you're not aware of course you need to, God needs to reveal it to you. But when he reveals it to you, ask him to help you to get rid of that thing, to walk you through the healing process so that you can become the true person that he has called you to be. And that is a person of purpose. So this is Juanita Williams, Purpose Chaser, Purpose Coach, coming to you today with Tuesday Truths. So you guys have a fabulous, fantabulous, awesome-tastic day. And may God make his face to shine upon you as you go through this day. Find something to be thankful for. Have an attitude of gratitude. I will see you all next week, God willing. Again, this is Juanita Williams with Tuesday Truths. Thank you for joining and have a wonderful day. God bless you all.